Welcome to the final part. And I clicked off that screen really quickly, but we found the Galaxygan headquarters, which has been located secretly in this 80s game shop in Japan. Who would have guessed?
This looks like the town we started in.
Yeah, interestingly enough, yes, and I knew it! Game Freak was secretly evil this entire time.
I mean, it's not really a secret anymore.
Oh dear, I knew that was the exact angle you were going for. But yes, we must go into one of the game systems to track down Dr. Wariyama.
Oh, so we're literally playing video games.
Exactly. And this battle level just suddenly becomes like really hard for some reason. And it's an auto scroll, and they fling things at you really quickly from a lot of angles.
So that means he's in space right now.
I mean,
and I'm sure you're able to say cyberspace.
Okay, fine. Take my jokes from me.
But yeah, okay, so if he falls off of those asteroids, does he fall into into space? Is he gonna fall off into forever?
That's actually a very good question. I'll just say that under there is actually a really big asteroid that's that's made out of a substance that is toxic.
If he couldn't breathe in space, would he die instantly coming into this?
I mean, this is still because it's a cyberspace thing. It doesn't necessarily emulate the full properties of what it's doing. Oh dear. Okay, I just barely made that. So.
But what? As in, he's a program, right?
Program.
So once he's in a program, he should be just following the rules that exhibits.
Well, except that this isn't made. The program is made to emulate this. It's not like it's actually built to simulate it. This isn't a simulation. This is a game.
Okay then.
So
that takes care of the breathing, but it's still pretty much an infinite nothingness. I mean, even if he falls out of space, he's just falling into a black void anyways.
Yeah, that's why I specifically said that's a very good question. What happens when you fall off the bottom of the television? Either way, as I said, this last level, I cut out a lot of deaths because some of the stuff they just pull. See, you can't make that jump unless you have a Voltec already. Yeah, I'm supposed to know that. I'm supposed to be privy to that knowledge. They apparently sent out pamphlets saying that was going to happen, and I just didn't attend early enough. Either way, the entire game, if I were to put it on a point of comparison, is not hard. Well, the thing is, the 3 hit points thing will make it frustrating, and this is definitely a game where you're going to have to go slow and decide what you're doing. Spend a lot more time deciding what you're doing first. But I still wouldn't call it hard. More kind of frustrating. But this is a combination of both doing it first time. Oh, I'm just making these jumps at the very edge.
I mean, I'm sure the jumps are designed to be made at the very end.
Well, you have... that thing was barely not even on screen. Just, come on. Which is exactly why, if you have enough space, just do the dash so you can do a vault taker to save yourself, in case you do miss a jump. I don't know why I didn't just cut out, the last attempt, since you already saw me die twice.
So, did Galaxy Gang make this video game?
It's,
And
well,
you
it's
think
a
he'd be
Game
getting a
Freak
score?
thing. Well, there is a score. It's right up there.
No, that score isn't changing. Nothing's changing. You think he'd be getting a score?
The score is up and to the right.
Yes, but he's not. He's not getting any extra points. Nothing is changed.
That's because we're just platforming. I'm not killing anything or collecting anything. That's why it's not going up.
But he's okay. So why did he enter the game with that score then?
Darn it! I hoped you forget that one specific part.
Do you think he'd have just voted again? You think he'd have just cut out the fact that whatever?
What the heck is this? This is like year one editing.
Yeah.
Oh
this
man,
is like...
I've actually been going through some of the old stuff. Despite obvious issues, there is still gold very early on. Good times.
Yeah.
Like,
this is... I'm saying this is casual YouTuber playing Mario Maker edits.
Oh, right. Remember the big-breasted Cyclops?
The big verse of what?
Big-breasted Cyclops.
No. Yeah. That sounds very familiar.
That's what you call the Yellow Devil Mark II in Mega Man
Oh my
3.
goodness.
Yeah, and then the Smeargel channel from Castlevania.
I remember that.
And I remember the edits that I forgot I did this specific edit. And why
Yeah,
is
well,
the show even
Shinchan's
like this?
fantastic, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but why?
You know, I think I've only seen one episode where it was actually like the kids show dub, and it was still pretty.
Well, that was careless.
Yeah, it was still pretty normal. Like, not a kids show. I mean, kids show, but I mean, like it felt like a regular show.
Well, I honestly, of course, from the beginning, you can tell my young self was just like, it's like they weren't even trying with this art style. That's why I didn't bother ever checking it out.
Mm-hmm. And for me, well, no, that's not for me at the time. But now I'm thinking, hey, an art style that looks different than every other anime out there. Sign me up. In theory, because I don't really watch anything regardless. But that one, what's that one that everyone always talks about? Ping Pong, the animation.
What?
Right, there's an anime about ping pong, and it looks really weird. But yeah.
Okay.
You know what there needs to be a resurgence of?
Of English dub specific openings?
No, well, I mean, I'm sure that's something you've been wanting to say, so I'll give you that. But also, there needs to be a resurgence of... Someone needs to take the 80s anime style and use the budgets we have today and make that.
I've been saying it for years.
Because it dawned on me.
That's actually happened. There's a boxing anime that came out, I think, earlier this year that tried to do just that, and then there's Devilman Crybabies. But the thing is that it's just not the same, and there's obvious reasons for that because it's not hand-drawn, and just the little imperfections and mistakes and everything else just...
Honestly, I can live with that because what makes me think about this is I remember looking at modern animation, and it is not going to be a CalArts rant because that entire rant is stupid. But basically, I would see something like season 10 of Fairly Odd Parents or Wonder Over Yonder, which are modern airing shows made by people from those times, and just how great these shows look. The thick outlines and the painted colors rather than things being generally flat. Like usually the only things that are dynamic in the modern cartoons in terms of the art is like the backgrounds, or a bunch of painted backgrounds. But just seeing the old art style in HD is just so appealing to me. And I think anime needs that right now.
Well, they're branching out on different styles lately. It's just that there's a difference. It's hard to pull it off successfully, harder than you think. And that's why I didn't realize how much of a change there really was as a kid until I saw, well, as a teenager, I guess, until I saw a comparison of the black and white anime backgrounds to the old anime backgrounds for Pokemon. And at that point, everything just became obvious to me.
Okay, here's the thing. That's the one exception I will give, in that I think modern Pokemon looks fantastic. I don't care if it's not painted. I know it's digital, but black and white backgrounds just look great to me.
They don't. They look so generic.
I mean, the entire anime looks generic,
not anymore,
so that's not really.
Not anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, finally an exception, but I have no sort of nostalgia for how the anime used to look. Like, absolutely none.
Me neither. The point was not nostalgia. It was just like seeing I much preferred like the backgrounds in the older style. It just felt more beautiful and real to me.
I mean, real sounds just like an unquantifiable thing that comes with it being simpler.
That, but when I say real, I specifically mean that it doesn't look like I would just be able to take a template of a tree, mess it up a little bit, and then put it in just like with the black and white.
Literally, the only problem, and it's always black and white because we've all seen the screenshots. The only problem is that the colors are too bright. If they lowered the colors, black and white would completely trounce the original.
No, it wouldn't. We're on another huge. We're on another.
I mean, is there anything we'll agree on when it comes to Pokemon?
You know, I'm slowly starting to realize that both, like, here's the thing. It's like I'm slowly starting to realize that our like opinions and things, maybe they always were this way and we just never knew, but just like are drastically different.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, our tastes are different, just in general, so it's not surprising.
No, it's surprising how much it actually is. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I know we talk about like similar things, but especially with your thing about. Eventually, I was like, why the heck is he not even bothering to watch these shows? When I just like. I'm sure they had tropes and styles and concepts that he likes, but then another live action show was like, you know, I'm not sure about this. Let me watch 15 episodes and then get back to you. Just like I just didn't get it. And I mean, that's just like an indicator that I should have like taken sooner. That, you know, maybe things aren't as. We're not on the same page as much as the same page as I thought. You know, apart from the fact that nobody ever listens to me when I actually tell them to watch things, except for one person. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing where yeah, we have different views. It's just a simple way to put it.
Exactly. Most defined by the way of how Heart Gold has disappointed me on many levels.
Yeah. Or opinions on Heart Gold and Sun and Moon are exactly the biggest encapsulation of our differing
But that
viewpoints in
does not
terms of
change that
Pokemon.
we at least know quality on certain when quality is obvious, just like black to white to. I mean,
Yeah, there's something that are too good for opinions to matter. Black 2 and White 2 are just the best. And that's just that.
also, just to explain, I got a rare upgrade for the level, which gives me unlimited Voltekers. But so I need to find my way up there while avoiding the water blobs.
Well, that's what those were.
Yeah, I think this is the final boss area, or is
I
it a
mean,
bit
it's
to go? No, it's still
incredibly
a bit to go.
disappointing when they just abandoned the video game aesthetic completely. Like, what's the point
Well,
then?
we're in the main systems now. The way to get into the main systems was secretly through the video game. Fortunately, this thing is placed in a very obnoxious position because the amount of time it takes for you to initiate a Voltecker. The thing can just catch up to you and then that's it. But if you off-screen them, then things are fine. By the way, and I know you're going to say, you probably should just not have brought this up or whatever. Yes, you can see that I'm saving states. If you've noticed, there have been a lot more.
Oh, I was going to wait until the end to say, hey, do you notice that? Did you see that?
Yeah, the thing is that there are a lot. I care a bit less about it this time because there are, in my defense, there are a lot of weird little things. I'm not sure if it's because of the emulation or what I was doing with the recording, but there are a lot more hiccups. And considering that this is the final level, I really, truly did not want to have to keep dealing with them. So, and then having to replay like the first part over and over again. Just no thank you. So, yeah. So that's why the save states are there. But I think this is the final area before the final boss. So every time I just think that when I drop, it's going to be a boss.
I'm beginning to think that score thing was not a part of the video game.
What? The high...
I thought that was a high score aesthetic video game background thing and not an actual score.
I mean, the high score thing that was in the middle was the video game aesthetic.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. I was thinking, yeah. So I guess my point still stands.
The thing is, the score goes up when I defeat enemies and collect the spark balls. But these enemies are undefeatable, except if I activate the spark chip by Volteckering it into it. So there, see, it went up because I collected the spark ball. Up, yeah, final boss time.
Fighting the WarioWare game.
Exactly. We can't win. This is no chance. This is the power of micro games.
Yeah, this is.
That being said, these things are actually easy. Just don't let too many
Does
go on
Pulseman
the screen.
appear in Smash Bros. As an assist trophy?
No, not to my knowledge, ever.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. Well, for some reason we didn't do a Smash Bros. Video, but we may as well do one whenever. It doesn't really matter when. But it's dumb that we got yet another Mario rep and yet another Pokemon rep.
I mean, it's a new Pokemon rep like every gen now. Every Smash.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have just not done it. Especially when when Smash Bros. Has decidedly opened up to pretty much any video game franchise. It means slots that don't need to be there are even more egregious. And so yeah, wasting a slot on Pokemon and Mario when so many video games exist now seems dumb.
I don't really care, honestly.
I mean, I'm not speaking from anything about man, my character, because every single person I want in came in months ago. Isabel's in, Daisy's in, and Young Link's in, so I do not care in terms of what I am missing out on. But I think in terms of the principle of it, it just seems incredibly
I
silly.
mean, we weren't even supposed to
And
be
also,
getting
Piranha
that
Plant
much.
looks really cool, so it's not like I don't like
Exactly,
who's
I'm
coming.
totally waiting for it. Like, I am. When you were coming over our house to buy the game, and like Lincoln's gonna come here and just like, oh cool, Lucina, because he never does anything else unless he's just like, you know what, I want to be really cheap to get today. Let me try Corrin. This, I'll just be there with my plants and defeat him with the power of photosynthesis.
And so, I mean, so yeah, it's not like I'm angry. It's just that I don't think it's a good. I think it's a good character. I don't think it's a good
Oh,
slot.
hi, head and two hands, boss. How are you doing? Not very well, apparently.
The only thing I will say, oh, this blew up an arcade. A bunch of kids
There
inside,
were
probably.
no kids inside when we entered them. Plus, it's late at night, if anything. They're just the kids that managed to sneak in. In which case, they shall pay for their delinquency. No, she's not reporting on dead
Oh
kids.
wait, so they know. Hold on. They know that's the head office.
They learn later, probably.
And they also know that that's a secret organization. They know, like, probably, so everyone knows about this organization that's a secret.
No, Galaxy Gang is a public thing. They're like, essentially,
They literally just call it a secret organization.
Really? Because they just like put it on point of terrorism, and the first television thing with this woman just said talked about how the Galaxy Gang was thwarted. So they were like, don't even know how that's working. But the point is that it looks like they found out later, after the final battle. Also,
But anyways,
Pulseman,
back to Smash Brothers.
I was not done.
Oh, so what you're saying, man?
Pulseman dying, well, pseudo dying at that point just reminds you of how stupid it is that they adapted Death of Superman so early when they have an expanded universe in mind. When they've already
We're talking about the movies here?
yes, when they've already crunched up so many
Okay, well,
things.
they didn't even adapt. They didn't adapt Death of Superman. They just killed Superman. And then, as in, I could spend 1,000 years talking about other videos I watched that talked about what DCU has done badly. The DCEU. But yeah, killing Superman in the second one to... in the second movie of your extended universe is just about the dumbest thing anyone could have ever thought of, and it's actually incredible that it was greenlit, because not only are they making sure that no, they can't do that later on in the universe, it means that the first Superman death has been permanently taken by such a stupid idea.
Not only that, but there's also the issue with Doomsday being wasted. I mean, I have no personal attachment to that character, but it's still a big thing. That's like, I'm sure if they wasted Darkseid for some reason, people would be even angrier. But Doomsday is still a big thing. You don't waste him.
Yeah, but I mean, this is your cinematic universe. Until you make a new one, this is your one chance with all of these characters. So yeah, it's a big deal if you waste your villains, because there aren't that many huge recognizable endgame villains. DC has Doomsday, Darkseid, Marvel has Thanos and Galactus. I'm assuming Galactus will be the next big guy.
I mean, Galactus was technically... No, wait, no. The Fantastic Four thing doesn't technically exist anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's not a giant hole in the sky or something.
Not a fart cloud.
Like, what were they thinking? Why? Why would they ever do that? Ugh. Well,
Because it's impossible to make a good Fantastic Four movie.
what a way to end our Pulseman playthrough. See you guys for next time.